Welcome to Empower Hour, your go-to podcast for all things disability and independence, brought to you by Empower Abilities, your disability and aging experts. I'm co-host Afton Harper.
And I'm Julie Jordan. Listen in as we dive into real stories, resources, and meaningful conversations that empower individuals with disabilities to live life to the fullest.
Whether you're tuning in for advocacy, inspiration, or practical tips, you're in the right place.
This is Empower Hour, because independence isn't a destination, it's a journey.
I want to take a minute to tell you about some of the services we offer here at Empower Abilities. We're all about helping people with disabilities live as independently as they want. That could mean helping someone find housing, navigate Medicare, get connected with benefits, or learn skills for daily living. We offer individual case management, advocacy, peer support, and information and referral. Basically, we help people find what they need and figure out how to get it. We also have home modifications, like ramps, grab bars, or walker steps, plus assistive technology, recycled medical equipment, and if you need a hearing aid, we can help with that too. Everything from evaluations to repairs. And for those who need a little extra help at home, we offer consumer-directed services and veterans-directed care, things like transportation and meal prep, housekeeping and personal care. But it's not all services and paperwork. We also host social clubs, support groups, and community events, so people can connect, have fun, and build relationships. Because independence doesn't mean isolation. So if any of that sounds like something you or someone you care about might be interested in, give us a call or check out our website at empowerabilities.org. We're here to help, and we love what we do.
Welcome to Empower Hour with your host, Afton Harper, and myself, Julie Jordan from Empower Abilities. How are you, Afton?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad that the weather is decent this week.
I know, it's like a spring day, but tomorrow's going to be winter again, probably. You never know around here, do you? So we have an exciting episode lined up for you today. We have Rachel Tripp, the Community Impact Manager from the Community Foundation of the Ozarks, with us. And we're going to talk about giving locally, what the foundation does here for our community, and just different aspects, how people can give, and just a great conversation to have today.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for having me here today. Any day I get to talk about the Community Foundation and what we're doing in Springfield, just is a great day. So thank you.
We are so grateful for Community Foundation. Your organization has helped us immensely with our programs and services and being able to provide to Springfield and all of our 8-county service area.
So Rachel, tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then the Community Foundation.
Yeah, so like Julie said, I'm the Community Impact Manager at Community Foundation, and I wear a lot of different hats at the Community Foundation. I've been there, actually my 3-year anniversary was on Tuesday, so I've been there for about 3 years. And before that, I worked at Community Partnership at the Ozarks for several years and worked in schools as a social worker, and worked in community development on housing issues and neighborhood association things. But right now, my main priorities at the Community Foundation are to manage some different programs, like a benevolence fund program, and some different grant programming that focuses on inclusion and belonging initiatives and youth primarily. And I also managed a fiscal sponsor program, as well as one of my favorite things to talk about is the Youth Empowerment Project, which is a program at the CFO that we've had for many, many years that teaches middle and high school students across our service area about philanthropy, what it is, and how to do it.
I'm here to vouch for you. That is an amazing program. We've been a beneficiary of that grant in the past, and to watch our students grow and learn from this opportunity, it's just amazing. And Rachel, you were telling us about somebody who has a great success with that program before the show. You want to share that?
Yeah, so one of our Springfield City Youth Empowerment Project students recently shared that he got into Harvard and wrote about some stuff that he learned at a YET program day in his college essay. So that was really cool. That was kind of like a full circle moment for me, and just a testament to like how amazing these kids are. Their voices truly do matter, and they're out there doing some big things.
And that's partly due to your programming and what you offer for these kids. So kudos to you for that. It sounds like your background experience has provided you a lot of insight to what you do now, and gears you with the proper knowledge and experiences all around to kind of manage some of these funds.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So can you tell us how CFO is different from like private foundations?
Yeah, so the CFO serves a very large geographical footprint, and I think that's really what makes community foundations so unique, is that community foundations in general serve specific geographical areas, and our geographical area just happens to be a 63 county service area south of the Missouri River. So we have a very, very wide footprint, and we have 55 regional affiliate foundations across our area. And those affiliate foundations, they offer community foundation services locally to smaller communities, and they each have their own governor's board and mostly operate autonomously. So that's kind of unique in what we do. And since the start of our affiliate foundation program, our affiliates, just to kind of give you an idea of impact, our affiliates have amassed more than $115 million in total assets for the betterment of rural Missouri communities. So this is something that definitely I think is very unique, and we work very closely with our affiliate foundations in areas like Southeast Missouri, Joplin, Rolla, to name a few, to kind of give you an idea of some areas that we are in. And we also provide a lot of different other resources that people might not know about. We support nonprofit organizations, and we provide like training, endowment building support, and cohort style professional development. So a lot of people don't realize that we also have a philanthropic services team that is out there providing some great educational opportunities for nonprofits, because nonprofits are so essential and so important to communities. We want to be there to offer support and other support additional to financial support. And then lastly, a lot of people also don't realize that we have a pretty robust scholarship program, and we have a lot of scholarship opportunities for high school seniors, non-traditional students, nursing and medical students, and more. And I'll kind of put a plug in for that, but our scholarship applications opened March 16th. Are open until March 16th, excuse me. So yeah, if you or any of that kind of piqued your interest, definitely check that out.
Is there a particular field of interest for applying for those, or is it open to anybody?
Yeah, any high school seniors, any students, nursing, medical, teachers, things like that. Yeah, it's we have a universal application now in our scholarship application world. And so if you're looking for any kind of scholarship opportunity, you can check out our website and see what's available, and you fill out one application, and it will connect you with multiple opportunities that you might qualify for.
That's fantastic. So it sounds like you're trying to serve, youth, but also trying to serve the broader community as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think that nonprofits or businesses should know about Community Foundation of the Ozarks?
Yeah, just that we have a lot of opportunities to get involved with the CFO. We have, like I said, a philanthropic services department, and they work with a very wide range of donors. We have a lot of resources if you're wanting to get into endowment building, if you're wanting to look into starting a donor advised fund. If you are a business and you're looking for a way to, or you already have like a crisis type fund for employees, we have some different fund types and opportunities for you to open something up with us to support your employees. So we have just a wide variety of things available, and really connecting with us and being open to engaging and learning. It's just give us a call, and we don't have something available that could help in that immediate moment. We probably more than likely know a resource that is available for you.
So can you tell us a little bit more about some of the agencies that have applied for funding and what some of the common challenges are that our community faces?
Yeah, definitely. I mentioned that we serve 63 counties, so each community that we're in has very unique and very different needs. And just so far this fiscal year, our fiscal year runs from July 1 through June 30th, but we've already had over 20 different affiliate foundation grant programs open and close, and we have a lot of different grant programs open, kind of. And as an agency, we always recommend people check out our website just on a regular basis, because when we announce new grant programs, the information on how to apply for them is going to be on our website, and that's kind of the best way to do that. And you can apply online, do everything that way. We try to make it as easy and low barrier as possible. And then so each community, as I mentioned, has different needs and things. We respond to community needs really by collaborating with others and listening to people in our community, and kind of working as a convener. Just recently, just a couple of weeks ago, kind of give you an example of convening and how we kind of respond and support agencies. We had a town hall that we hosted in partnership with Community Partnership of the Ozarks, and where we talked about the housing, some housing issues that are potentially coming down to Springfield, just based on some different policies that are out there right now. And we had a meeting with Community Partnership with the City of Springfield, and we're able to arrange this town hall event to kind of get education out to the community. So that's kind of one example.
That seems to be a very common obstacle here in Springfield, especially, is housing. Just the lack of housing, lack of accessible housing, things that anybody can afford, basically. So do you see that improving in the near future?
Yeah, I definitely hope so. And I know that kind of whatever that looks like in the future, that community foundations and in general in communities that are experiencing housing issues do have that unique kind of role to respond and be flexible and create plans. If this were to happen, or if this policy were to take place and it would affect this, then we can respond in this way. Maybe that means increasing our grant programming, or kind of having something that is a little bit more flexible, like our rapid response grant program that's open right now, that was kind of started to support agencies who need emergent assistance with things that can directly affect what they're doing, and that even includes like loss of federal funding. So that's a way that we've kind of been able to impact that area. And yeah, I don't know what the future holds, but community foundations are typically poised and ready to respond to those issues.
And I'm sure I can imagine probably companies or agencies that come together and collaborate on a partnership for grants. Yeah. We've done that with several agencies in the past, and when we all come together for the good of the community, we make a stronger impact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you look for in a strong grant application?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I do want to kind of plug our amazing volunteers that we have on our grant committee. So we use external volunteer grant committees primarily for all of our grant programs. So these volunteers they're reading through grant applications, they're evaluating them, they're the ones that are steering funding decisions. And these volunteers who serve on these grant committees, they typically have some sort of professional connection or passion or something to the subject of that grant program. So we have a lot of different grant programs. We have some that are for specifically for nonprofits doing work in the environmental space and outdoor space, which we just had our Everyone Outdoors grant program.
I just read that actually today. I did. Yeah.
So that's fresh on my mind, and that was kind of cool to hear some things that are going on there.
I love reading the projects that you post about these companies that receive grant awards, and see what difference that they are going to make in the community.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So each grant program, grant application, the committees, they have a set of instructions that they follow from us, and they're out there, they're doing the bulk of that work, and without them we really would not be able to as efficiently get those funds out the door and make those thoughtful, knowledgeable decisions on grant applications. So so really big thank you to our grant committee members.
I think that's a wonderful connection to my next question. We want to know a little bit about, like, what does that lived experience and understanding those community needs, like, how does that connect with volunteers or donors or anyone who may be connected to that grant process or the decision making around grants?
I would not want to be on that committee. That's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, because I'm sure every grant received is a good one.
Oh yeah. We always hear that from grant committee members, like, oh, this is tough. If we had enough funding to fund all of them, it's tough work, and that's why we're just so thankful for the work that they do. And other ways that I think you kind of touch a little bit on, like, if you have specific interests and passions. We have a lot of donor advised funds. We have a lot of field of interest funds, and specifically field of interest funds that allows you to set up a fund and be able to give charitably in a specific area that you're interested in. So that might be, we have some funds that we have grant programs that are connected to them that focus on art and artists in specific counties in our service area. So you can really direct your dollars to go to specific areas of interest that you have, and even areas of our service area. So if you grew up in the Boot Heel and you're really passionate about sports programming in the Boot Heel, you can set up a field of interest fund to maybe potentially have a grant program in the future to impact sports programming, nonprofits, and things in that area. So that's kind of one way for donors who have those interests to give back.
So let's just throw this out there, that philanthropy is not just for the wealthy. There's many ways to give, like you said. And something that people don't often think about is legacy and memorial giving. So how would that work? Can you create a grant opportunity when you pass and provide you money?
Yeah, we have, we do focus a lot on legacy giving, and we have a great donor services department at the Community Foundation that are very, very good about making sure that you're seen through that process, you're heard, your wishes are going to be carried out in whatever that looks like. So yes, we do a lot of legacy planning with individuals and families, and are happy to have that conversation with anyone, anytime. So yeah, donor services department at CFO, they're great at that, and getting the word out about what that process looks like. So yeah, that is an opportunity.
Are you ever looking for volunteers? Is that something that that people can get involved in as a volunteer?
Yeah, sometimes we do definitely have some opportunities to get involved that doesn't necessarily have to do with maybe setting up a fund. That would be like getting involved in our grant committee. We have some folks that come to us that have a little bit of time. I'm really interested in this area. I work for this company, and I have a lot of experience or a passion for this. And just connect with us. And but we do see some volunteers coming through a lot through our grant committee work.
And you probably have the connections with a lot of agencies out there and know their needs and know their volunteer needs as well. So that would be a great place to start, is with the Community Foundation.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely do. Since we have such strong relationships with a lot of our nonprofit agency partners, we, in our donor advised fund holders, we do typically have a pretty good idea of what some needs are, and can find out. And yeah, that's also a great way to get involved with the CFO.
So let's take a look at the bigger picture. What do you see are some emerging needs here in the Ozarks and gaps that might still need attention?
Yeah, so some kind of issues and focus areas right now. I did mention, so I mentioned our large footprint and how each of our communities are unique, have different needs. But we also, as I mentioned earlier, that scholarship program, it impacts over 800 students in our region. We also have a rural schools partner program that many people might not know about, that we've been focusing a lot on very recently. Because we understand that schools in our communities, especially our rural communities, they are really the anchors of communities, and they are doing a lot of support and work and resource gathering and things for their community. So we really want to focus on supporting our school partners. And the Rural School Partnership is a model for rural education, and it was founded back in 2009 by the CFO as part of a regional commitment because schools are anchors for our communities. And we have about 100 rural school districts and school foundations that have established funds with us, and they raise dollars for needs and special projects and things like that that are not covered through public funding. So I definitely wanted to mention that as well.
So can you tell us anything about what gives the Community Foundation of the Ozarks hope about the future?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, definitely. Our grant presentation events, like the one we had yesterday, where we get to do the most favorite thing that we do is get money into our communities and get money into organizations' hands. Just listening to, because when we had our grant presentation events, we invite our recipients up to the stage to share more about the program that they're receiving funding for. And a lot of them share some very personal stories or how, this grant is going to impact this person or this group or this project or program that they're working on. And that, I think that really does give us hope, just seeing just how far reaching the impact is. Because a lot of times we don't hear those stories, and we do try to make sure that we are out there being intentional about following things, and we have a pretty robust social media as well where we share like highlights and things periodically of what this cool grant in this county that's in a very rural part of the state is doing. It's like, wow, that's really neat. And just seeing the growth in our rural areas is really giving us a lot of hope. And me personally, the youth that we work with, they function, my Springfield City Youth Empowerment Group functions as a grant committee each year, and they are doing, they're looking at applications, they're looking at grant applications, they're making those really tough funding decisions because with limited funding that they have. And it's been really cool. I came prepared last year when they were making their final decisions and talking about parts of applications that they can fund, and I had notes ready to go if they got stuck on something. I did not have to.
They didn't
use
need
that.
you, did they?
They didn't need me, and I'm like, oh my gosh! So they get it. They get it. Which, I mean, they're super smart. Of course they did, but it's really cool to see that, and that gives me a lot of hope that they are comfortable speaking up and able to use their voice and are getting involved in philanthropy, because we definitely need more people to understand what it is and how to get involved. And it's pretty cool.
How would you describe philanthropy?
Yeah, so I like to describe philanthropy as time, talent, and treasures. That's one big thing that I do talk to my youth empowerment students about when we meet for the first few months, is really talking about what they think philanthropy is and what it actually is. And a lot of students will say, well, like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or someone. And yeah, that is philanthropy, but you don't have to be that level of wealth to get involved. You can donate your time, reach out to the CFO, and you can kind of ask us what are some agencies that might need some help with some things, or you can volunteer for a grant committee if we have that a spot open. And then you can also even get on our website, and we have so many nonprofits connected to the CFO, and you can go online and you can donate even like $5-10, like a very minimal amount. And we try to make that as easy as possible. You can get online and do that. I don't even have to have an account with us or anything like that. So yeah, there are a lot of different ways to get involved. And it's not just having millions of dollars. So yeah.
So my recommendation for people who are ready to give money and they're not sure where to give their money to is to do your research. Go visit the companies, interact, volunteer, some of those opportunities that you mentioned. Afton or Rachel, do you have any other suggestions on what people can do to enhance their opportunities of giving and learn more?
Yeah, I would say it's probably a shameless plug too, but yeah, check out our website. We really do keep that very well updated. We have an amazing communications team at the CFO. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So check it out. We keep all of our grant programming updated, and we have all of our resource information about kind of how we can support nonprofits beyond grants, and just other things that we do at the CFO beyond that. And then, you can stop by our office, our new office downtown at 300 South Jefferson. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We have a lot of very knowledgeable people in the CFO, we'd be happy to chat with you about your charitable giving goals and how you want to get involved. So.
All right. Now I want to backtrack here. You did mention opportunities, other opportunities to help businesses. And I know you have educational opportunities. Do you care to elaborate on some of the other things that you might offer?
Yeah. So, definitely educational opportunities in the grant programming. We have leadership circles for nonprofits as well. Our philanthropic services department would be very happy to talk with leaders of nonprofits about that, because that's, being a leader of a nonprofit or business or whatever, it can sometimes be a lonely place. And it's always nice to have other people in the room who understand kind of what you're going through. So that's something. And we partnered with the Network for Strong Communities, which is a nonprofit here in Missouri, and to offer capacity building scholarships for nonprofits, for those smaller nonprofits, and some different training opportunities on how to write a grant. So we had those offerings periodically, as well as sometimes we had those town halls pop up or something. Definitely, keep track of us on our website, our social media. We post some opportunities that we have available pretty regularly, so you can stay involved that way.
Okay. Afton, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask?
Well, I wanted to know a little bit, Rachel, how did you, what drew you to this kind of work? Like what?
Yeah. So I graduated with a bachelor's degree in social work many years ago. I won't age myself, but and since then I've always worked in nonprofits one way or another, and I just absolutely love it. It is challenging, as you all know. It can be difficult with lack of resources, lack of funding and things, but some of the most knowledgeable and caring and intelligent people I've ever worked with or met, it's just been in the nonprofit space. It's amazing. And I just knew a few years in, like I have a passion for nonprofits and I want to see them succeed. And that led me to eventually getting my master's in nonprofit and civic leadership from Drury University. And I had always worked kind of on the other side of things, I've written grants. I've worked on that side and done some fundraising here and there as a nonprofit employee. And then now I'm on the other side of kind of managing those grant programs and seeing how philanthropy works on that side in the foundation world. And it's amazing, just the amount of expertise and knowledge that people in the field of nonprofits and philanthropy have. It's just very inspiring to be amongst that group of very caring individuals.
Okay, is there anything else that you would like to mention that maybe we haven't covered?
I don't think so. Just that we do a lot, and the CFO does, and even more than I can cover in an hour. We do a lot of different things, and check us out, get involved, and talk to us. And like I said, if we don't have the answer, we can probably find someone who does have the answer for you. So
okay,
I know I certainly learned some things today. I didn't know I didn't know that CFO offered all of that. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I was touching on the high points. There's a lot more. So
Well,
yeah,
maybe you
very
can come
cool.
back sometime and share some more with us.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Rachel, and thanks to the Community Foundation of the Ozarks for all that they do for our community. Here at Empower Abilities, we are totally grateful for the funding that we receive that helps us expand our programs and services to people with disabilities in our community. So thanks for joining us, and folks, we hope you'll join us again next month for another great episode of Empower Hour.
Thanks for listening. If you have any episode ideas or questions, feel free to email us at marketing@empowerabilities.org. You can feel free to listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Visit our website and get involved.